welcome back to another riveting episode. NQT, not quite there, here from the home studios, and co-host Chris is out sick. Can you believe it? He is out sick this time. He has a little case of the sniffles, so he is going to miss. It's just going to be me. It's just going to be Mike. Here we go. Short and sweet episode. So if I have the mic all to myself, and see what I did there, and I get to talk about something that might make Chris bored or think crickets or something like that, I'm going to choose guess the topic of money, my friends. And let me tell you why, because I have quite the past with money and my own story, definitely handling it wrong most of my life. And then I found a passion as I started getting older, talking to people about it and helping equip people about it, because there's just a lot that comes out of those conversations. And so as we kind of approach the last quarter of the year, you could be thinking through finances and what that can unlock for you, or maybe what that could stress you out this time of the year. Thinking through holidays and how to end a year and how to start off the year and all that good stuff. And so just to give you good context, you know, my own path with it was really difficult. I wasn't really taught growing up, like many of us, on how to manage, money, personal finance. It was just kind of like, you get a bank account and it's whatever's inside the bank balance and you go from there. And so that was kind of it. You don't really get taught that in school, or at least I didn't in my past. It was more taught about, economics, but not necessarily personal finance. And then when I became a teenager, a lot of my teaching was, okay, you now are a teenager, so go establish your credit. That was kind of the wisdom passed down to me. And so what do you know, in my infinite wisdom as a teenager, I went and started applying for tiny personal loans and little credit cards. And what a shocker that the banks approved me for that. And so in that infinite wisdom, I thought, okay, so I can get, hundreds of dollars, maybe $1,000 or thousands, and then make these tiny payments back. And like, who wouldn't want that? It felt like free money because, I thought I knew it all when I was a teenager. And then years into that and running up thousands of dollars of debt, ended up having even to go the distance of filing bankruptcy at a young age. And there's nothing more humbling than, at least for me, I don't know how many of you have, filed bankruptcy before, probably not. But you stand before a judge and you kind of verbally affirm and agree that you can't pay your debts. And that didn't feel like a do-over or a relief. It felt pretty humbling. Is not necessarily the right word. It was pretty depressing, and so it was an eye-opener for me. I wasn't a believer yet, but it told me, okay, there's something about money that I have clearly been doing wrong. So I obviously need to, start over. And so because at that time, I thought, I would log into my bank account just like any of us, and I would view what my available balance was. And depending on what that balance said, that would determine my mood about money. So basically, if it was payday, I would go, "Oh, sweet, I have some money. I'm in good shape." Or if it was the day before payday, I would log in and go, "Oh, I don't have any money for anything," and kind of be depressed about that. And so I just didn't really know where to turn. And so I had to start all over. I had some friends invite me to some different financial classes, and everyone had different tactics, different things like that. I went to a couple different Christian financial classes. I wasn't really a believer yet. I was just curious. And then just started through that and talking with friends, started learning about things like what a budget is. I kind of thought a budget was for poor people. Basically, if you're out of money or you don't have anything, that's when you're put, quote, on a budget. And I kind of had to be retrained to learn, like, no, whether you're a multi-million-dollar company or whether you have $100 in the bank, a budget is how you can track kind of your plan for how to manage your money. So that's actually a pro. In fact, it's kind of weird to not have a budget when you think about it. So how to really learn, it took years to kind of, go back to the principle of you can't spend what you don't have, and start working on budgeting lines and things like that. And then eventually, investments and retirement. And it's obviously just kind of evolved over time, getting out of debt, staying out of debt, all those good things. And then as I've become a believer and kind of got called to ministry, I just learned, I don't know, I just have a really passion to always get personal finances right, but then help people with personal finances. It just seems like it's one of those topics that goes under the radar on a lack of equipping. And so, here we are today, all the way, 2024, and much older now. And I've just, over the past 15 years, have had great conversations over the topic of money. It doesn't have to be a scary topic or a stressful topic. It's just a topic. Let's talk about it. And so I've been able to counsel people and walk people through that and kind of talk about, what is money? If you were to just sit back and think, what is it? Why do we have it? What's the purpose behind it? How to make a budget, how to, whether you're a Christian or not, what's tithing? What does that even mean? Tithings and offerings and giving, how to pay off debt. What is an actual savings account or investments and retirement? Is that just that overwhelming topic, or can it be much simpler than that, which it can be? And then just what are good action steps from there? How do you keep growing in, let's say, generosity and in that financial freedom and just all those good things? And so I just found a passion for that, and then just want to help people. So, again, this is a short and sweet episode, just kind of like a little mic time going off on a tangent of money. Just call this the Money Mike episode, probably. And then we'll see what co-host Chris thinks about this when he returns after his sniffles. So we'll see how he's feeling. But I would encourage you, I'd love to hear from you. We would love to hear from you and talk about kind of what comes to mind for you when you think of that. Where on the topic of money do you think it's going well for you, and where are struggles for you? What kind of resources and tips and what are ways and things we can share that would help you? I'd encourage you to go to themoneyseries.com. So it's themoneyseries.com. And it's a series I started to start talking about this stuff, a little bit more of my story and these topics. It's up to 7 parts at this time. You can see all of that online. There's a reading plan you can find on there as well. But we'd just love to, honestly, each and every one of you would just love to talk about it, and help you in your journey in that, wherever you're at. There's so many of us that haven't been equipped on that topic. And then it's also just a gateway to what's most important to us in life. How we spend our money and what we put on our calendar really reveals where our priorities are at the end of the day. It's hard to deny that. And so, yeah, we'd love to just have a conversation with you. So go to themoneyseries.com. Let us know what you think. You can go to our website at nqtshow.com. You can send us messages on any of our social media platforms, contact us, leave us a voicemail for the show. We may or may not play it and answer questions on there. But just whatever comes to mind, let us know as we kind of wrap up October, head into the last 2 months of the year. This is a great time to be thinking about, okay, how can I go ahead and get a grip on this and handle this stuff proactively and kind of efficiently as the year ends and as the next year begins. And just we'd love to help you with that. So yeah, so just let us know what you think. If you have questions, love to talk about it. Happy last 2 months of the year to everyone, and we will see you on the flippity flip.
Yes!
Thanks so much for joining us. Please consider rating and reviewing our podcast and hitting subscribe on whichever platform you prefer. Remember to keep moving forward because we're not quite there.